Coming up on Fulton Today, one of Fulton's top leaders explains why now is the time to address the county's need for a new animal shelter. Also, Fulton's Board of Assessors receive an assessment notice update as the appeal deadline approaches. And the fight to end the HIV epidemic receives a major financial boost. That and much more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. The conversations about a new animal shelter between the public and the county leaders, well, they continue. Everyone wants to ensure that the design and the construction of this facility is done right the first time. Here now to talk to us about why this public input is so important is Deputy Chief Operating Officer for Public Safety, Mr. Alton Adams. Sir, it's good to see you again. Thank you for coming back.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's remind everyone about why Fulton County is looking to build a new animal shelter.
The current facility is 40 years old. It was built in 1978, and it was built and designed for the population and the population of animals that we had at that time. As you can imagine, with the growth of Fulton County and the cities surrounding Fulton County, that the number of dogs that we deal with on a daily basis and the services that we need to provide have outgrown the current facility.
And we're talking about this public input. Speak to us now about why it's so important to have their input on this project.
It's important because for two reasons. One, we're going to be spending the public's money, and so we have a fiduciary responsibility to ensure that the public has the ability to weigh in on the types of things that should be in the facility and to provide input. The second reason is the public ultimately and individuals are the ones that are going to be experiencing what we provide in the way of a new facility. And so we're looking to gather input and information on what the public thinks this new facility should have in the way of services. And we think that's particularly important in an animal shelter. I mean, the statistics say that 65% of households have a pet of some type, and so the ability to have the public weigh in on a facility, I think, is really, really important. And I think the other reason why it's critical is that there are going to be some things that we're going to find out. Right? We hope to have to learn some things as part of this engagement. So a combination of making sure we're spending money wisely, making sure that we're getting as much input as possible from the individuals who have a passion around pets is one of the two of the drivers in terms of having community involvement.
And you've already been meeting with folks, so what kind of feedback have you been receiving?
Well, the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. As you can imagine, as I mentioned, 65% of households have pets, and so there is a very strong interest in the new facility. Anyone who has gone to the current facility walks away saying, I think, wow, we ought to be doing better. And so the response that we've gotten from the community is, great that you're doing this. Look forward to seeing what the new facility will look like. Can't wait. We've also had individuals say, hey, how can I help? Can I help raise money? Can I help provide some sponsorship? So we're very, 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 very touched by the type of response we've had from the community and very encouraged, quite frankly, about the type of support we're going to receive when we build the new facility.
Great information, Mr. Adams. Again, thank you so much for joining us and for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Now, if you have been unable to attend the community meetings but would still like to comment, you can email Mr. Adams. The deadline to appeal your assessment notice is rapidly approaching, and with that in mind, Fulton's Chief Appraiser and the Board of Assessors meet to discuss the appeals they've received so far, along with other important topics. Joining us now with a recap is the board's official spokesperson, Ms. Jessica Corbett-Dominguez. So, Jessica, what's the latest?
The Board of Assessors is discussing the appeals for 2019 property values, which were mailed to residents in June. They have until August 2nd to submit an appeal. Many residents are choosing to do that online at www.fultonassessor.org, which is our website for the Board of Assessors. We've made many improvements to make it easier for residents to handle transactions with the Board of Assessors through our website. They can look at their property notice, they can look at the characteristics of their property, submit corrections, and file an appeal. We are seeing that most of the property owners are not submitting appeals this year. Overall appeal numbers are lower than they have been in some recent years. We'll continue to monitor that. And we just want property owners to understand their rights and responsibilities in the process.
All right, Jessica Corbett, thanks for your information. Now, again, the deadline to appeal is August 2nd. And if you have questions for the assessors, you can contact that office directly or you can check out their online services. The Board of Registration and Elections July meeting marked the beginning of a new era.
I state your name.
I,
Do swear or affirm.
Before the meeting began, Fulton Superior Court Judge Eric Dunaway swore in new member Dr. Kathleen Ruth, as well as the rest of the board, to serve terms ending June 30th, 2021. Dr. Ruth is a self-employed public health consultant.
Well, it's a privilege and an honor to serve on this board. I'm looking forward to working with my colleagues to ensure that elections are fair and that they are held with the utmost fidelity.
Chairperson Mary Carol Cooney will continue in her position after Chairman Pitts nominated her for a full board appointment last month. The board also elected Mark Wingate to serve one-year term as vice chair. After everyone was sworn in, an update about the September 17th special election was given.
So I wanted to provide an update for our board and for the public as far as what we are doing to make sure that we are fully prepared for the elections in September and November. We are about to bring on some additional temporary staff to be fully staffed to be able to process the voter registration applications and to be able to process voters on election day to make sure the equipment is fully prepared and ready to go.
As a reminder, citizens are allowed to voice their requests, concerns, and opinions at the Board of Registration and Elections meetings. They are held on the second Thursday of every month inside Assembly Hall. And for more information, just log on to fultonelections.com. County interns learned that hard work really does pay off. Youth participating in the Fulton Summer Youth Internship program lined up inside the Government Center's atrium to receive their very first paychecks of the summer. The interns worked in various county departments to get tangible paid work experience.
Several of our interns have expressed that they definitively know what they want to do with their career moving forward, especially as it relates to our high school seniors. Some of them feel very strongly that they're going to go in the direction of the assignments that they were sent on, and some of them absolutely not. But that's good. That's part of the program. We want them to make those kinds of decisions, as in the yay or nay, so that they'll have a better direction in how they want to move forward.
And for some, this was their first time earning a paycheck ever.
I got a lot of stuff to buy back to school.
The Summer Youth Internship Program is funded by the Board of Commissioners for residents 16 through 24. It was designed to provide at-risk youth with an alternative to unhealthy behaviors. A program that teaches young people about the county's justice system turns into a television production.
They're reading it, right? And if you look at that monitor up there, you can see it.
These junior deputy clerks thought they were just touring our FGTV studios. Instead, they learned firsthand how to produce a newscast. The students took on the roles of anchors, producers, technical crew, and camera operators. They immediately got a lesson in teamwork.
I wasn't sure what to expect at first when I walked in here because I've never had this upfront experience before. But I've noticed that it's a lot different than what you see just on camera. There's a lot of cooperation, a lot of teamwork, and a lot of collaboration that happens behind the scenes. And I think that that is a very important factor when you're working with a lot of people.
I learned that when it comes to reading the lines, there is a little TV thing that helps you see what you're reading. And just in case if that's like turns off by accident or something, you always have the paper to look towards.
The Junior Deputy Clerk Summer Program is a part of the Clerk of Superior Court's office. Madam Clerk Kathleen Tina Robinson offers the program to high school students every year. And up next on Fulton Today, a Fulton commissioner engages with constituents over a number of topics. It's a part of our district by district coverage next. Fulton's chairman invites candidates in the District 6 race to the Government Center, and residents are invited to go one-on-one with their district commissioner. Here's this week's District by District coverage. Chairman Rob Pitts welcomes Fulton County residents who have qualified to run in the District 6 commission race to the government's headquarters. All 9 candidates were invited, but not all attended. Also in the conversation was the county's chief financial officer and an overview of Fulton's financial structure.
The purpose was to acquaint them with what the hot button issues are, what the budget process is, and to make sure that they understood and have the facts at their disposal as they hit the campaign trail.
Now, the District 6 seat was vacated following the passing of Commissioner Emma I. Darnell, who served on the board for over 27 years. Details of the special election can be found at fultonelections.com. In District 5 this month, the quarterly series of district dialogues are now underway. District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr. is hosting the community meetings to give constituents important information about county services. The main topic this quarter, you guessed it, those 2019 tax assessment notices.
Homeowners in Fulton County will be glad to know they can appeal their assessment if they disagree with the value, if they think that that value is not uniform with other homes like their homes, if they feel that their homestead exemption or other exemptions have not been applied, and also if they feel that their property is supposed to be not taxable if it's owned by a church or a 501c3.
If you own and occupy your property, it would help reduce your tax liability. And it's very important that people come in and just don't say, I make too much money, because a lot of people say that, but you never know what you can qualify for once you come in and let us do the calculations.
My evaluation went up considerably this year. I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure whether my neighbors have also experienced the same increase. So before I do anything about it, the first thing I need to do is talk to my neighbors, to find out, is our area increasing in value or is it just my house?
Now again, these community meetings are quarterly, so to get the calendar for the remaining district dialogues dates for the year, just visit FultonCommission5.com. Now you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with a rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And still to come, the county's Ryan White program gets a major financial boost to help end the AIDS epidemic. Stay with us, everybody. Fulton County is the recipient of a $1 million grant to help end the AIDS epidemic. The Health Resources and Services Administration, under the direction of the White House, awarded the funds to 10 metropolitan areas hard hit by HIV and AIDS. Jeff Cheek is the director of the county's Ryan White program. Congrats, sir, and welcome back to Fulton Today.
Thanks, Shania. I'm excited to be here and happy to talk to you about some new opportunities here in Fulton County.
All right, so before we talk about the grant, can you let folks know who may not be familiar with Ryan White a little bit about the services and the programs?
Through this program, we fund a number of core medical services such as primary care, oral health care, mental health, and substance abuse through a number of agencies such as Grady, Fulton County Health Department, Cobb County Board of Health. But one of the other things we've learned is that if people can't get to their primary care, that it doesn't really matter if we fund it. So we also cover a bunch of other programs such as food, such as child care and transportation, Those are the things that help people get into care and stay into care. And so we serve about 17,000 people a year through our program.
And you mentioned that Ryan White's programs focus on care and treatment, and share with us why that's so important.
Well, the exciting news is that these days there's something called antiretrovirals, which is a fancy way of talking about medications. And if someone gets into care and we can get them on medications, the science is that the amount of virus that's in your body gets less and less and less. Not only does that make you healthier and let you live a longer, fuller life, but there's also almost no chance at all of spreading the disease to any partner that you might have.
And I mentioned that Fulton is one of 10 metropolitan areas across the country to be awarded with new funds to end the HIV epidemic. What will these funds be used for specifically in Fulton?
With this new funding that we're getting, which is $100,000 a year for each of 2 years, we're going to develop a new and exciting program with one of our community partners. And it's the opportunity to work with an organization that was created by young African American men who are living with HIV disease. And we were going to work with them to develop messages and develop advertising that will then be linked to the social media sites that individuals of that community use. And so it's an opportunity to hear from people that look like them, who talk like them, and who have had the same lived experience, to find out how they can get into care. So the funding will support this organization to tie links to those social media sites where the individual who's interested in getting into care can then click on a link and be tied to that organization, our community partner, who will work with them to get them into care, and will partner with them to help them address those things and to let them understand what they did to get into care and how they were successful in addressing HIV disease.
And finally, Jeff, give everybody some information on how they can get more information about the Ryan White program.
So to find out more about our program, the easiest way is to go to our website, which is ryanwhiteatl.org, or you can call our main number at 404-612-8285. And both of those will give you an opportunity to find out not only about the services we provide, but other services that might be available to you, and also how you and your friends can learn more about HIV disease.
Jeff Cheek, Director of the Ryan White Program, congrats again, and thanks for your time. Meanwhile, seniors in Hapeville soar to new heights when it comes to their health. Participants at the Hapeville Neighborhood Senior Center took part in the Seniors Overcoming and Achieving Results Wellness Program, also known as the SOAR program.
It's a partnership between the Diabetes Association of Atlanta as well as Holistic Stress Control Institute. And we look at targeting seniors to just make healthier choices. We look at stress management, we look at activity, we look at food and nutrition, how that relates to diabetes, heart disease, other chronic illnesses, and we really try to empower these seniors to find practical ways to make those better choices.
The whole workshop has been a very valuable experience. We got a chance to learn about ancient Chinese relaxation techniques. We got to come together as women in the Hapeville Senior Center. The whole experience has been valuable to me.
Though the SOAR focus during this session was all about wellness, the county Star Line is also a free information and referral service for adults 55 and older and their families and caregivers and the community. The SOAR program is one such resource. And seniors at the Bowden Senior Multipurpose Center in East Point show their appreciation for those who have served in our armed services. Participants revealed their labor of love with this Quilt of Valor.
The Quilt of Valor is a volunteer activity that we do to give back to the veterans here at the Bowden as well as nationally. And we enjoy it, we put our heart and love in it. It's something we enjoy doing, and it brings inspiration and joy to us.
Members who helped to create this quilt are part of the center's quilting and sewing programs. They are just a few of the many programs offered at all of the county's multi-purpose and neighborhood senior centers. And still to come, with a new school year upon us, find out how you can help local children have success from the moment they walk into the classroom. Stay with us. it's hard to believe, but a new school year is just around the corner. And to help children be better prepared to succeed, the clerk of the Superior and Magistrate Courts, the Honorable Kathleen Tina Robinson, well, she's hosting the 4th annual Give Back with Backpack. The Back to School drive encourages county citizens and employees to donate backpacks and school supplies until July 31st. The goal of this year's drive is to collect 850 filled bags.
For 4 years now, the Clerk of Superior and Magistrate Courts Office, led by the Honorable Kathleen Tina Robinson, has taken our community outreach initiative to a new level, and we provide backpacks and supplies for hundreds and hundreds of area youth, from elementary on up to high school.
All donations will be delivered to youth foundations, camps, and community outreach organizations. All contributions and donations can be delivered to the address shown right here on your screen. Again, that deadline is July 31st. And finally, Fulton commissioners get good news on the state of the film industry here in the county. After funding the film division for the first time during the 2019 budget process, staff reported that the office has already collected more in fees than was allocated for the yearly budget. During the presentation, commissioners heard about the blockbuster spring and summer releases that were partly filmed on Fulton County properties.
We're very excited here at Fulton Films. We've had a great spring with the long-awaited release of Avengers Endgame, and this summer the release of Shaft, both filmed right here in Fulton County.
The film's office is also working with multiple internal departments, including Select Fulton, the Arts and Culture Department, and the Library System. Staff also announced the launch of the new Silver Screen Ambassador Program, where Fulton seniors will serve as volunteers on movie sets. Super cool. Before we go, our reminder that FGTV wants to connect with you online. Be sure to follow FGTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. And you can always watch a replay of this show and any other FGTV program anytime on our YouTube channel, so please subscribe. And that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis Rucker. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.